So all I need from you is very, very simple. This is just going over what the experience is like if we are as a company. Long story short, we're third party, which means we're not directly with Universal, and you have to be at least 18. Okay? All I need is a printed name here, age next to it, and then your autograph right there. Alright, so did you have any specific questions for me or anything specific you wanted me to see, or I can just go general?
Hey, we're doing a psychic reading next door. We'll be there in a minute. All right, go ahead. Bye.
Anything will happen big in my life in the next few weeks.
Okay. We want to start there and then see if any other questions come up? Okay, so we have 3 decks here. All I need you to do is choose 1, 2, or 3. Okay, same thing, 1, 2, or 3. So, I'll translate these as much as possible because they sound like fortune cookies, so bear with me, okay? So, first one that came out is going to be this one. So, if we're going along the lines of your question, I'll translate. So, when it's talking about some type of soul plan, some type of, I look at this as some type of destiny achievement, something along the lines that has been worked on for a while that the result is coming, okay? So, if we're going along the lines of your question as far as something big happening, I would say the answer is yes. The reason is because this is something that has been planned out. Okay, this is something that has kind of been in the works, and it's been a process. So you're going to be finally getting that, that result that you've been waiting for, as plainly and as vaguely as I can translate that. Okay. Over here, this one's talking about the emotional connection to it. Okay. So this is something, again, that holds a lot of passion behind it, something that has a lot of emotional ties to it. So this can be not only your emotional tie, but the emotional tie of family members. It feels very much within the bloodline. One sentence that I want to point out here is the observing what's not yours. Okay, so if we're talking about not necessarily being so empathic, but more so just taking the people around you and kind of absorbing their crap, for lack of a better term, and how it's having some type of effect on you. Taking everyone else's stuff, having their worries become your worries, that kind of thing. Okay, does that make sense? So, this is speaking about the intelligence that you hold of what's going to happen. Okay, so what this is telling me is you kind of have things pretty much planned out, right? So if you have kind of an idea of, okay, this is what the plan is, this is how I would like things to go. Your plan and the way you word your plan is very clear. You have a very clear path, and I think you're very methodical with how you think things through. So because of that, what's happening is, and to whatever level you believe in this, what Spirit is essentially saying is, hey, I hear your plan. Your plan is very much divinely supported. I'm here with you. So what comes next is going to be the intention you set out. Does that make sense? So it's almost like saying, okay, what's going to happen is set in stone. You kind of know already what's going to happen. If you need the reassurance, I'll come in to reassure you. But you pretty much have it all figured out. there's not much, I don't see things veering off from the path that you've pretty much set. Okay. So again, going back to the question that you asked, if we're talking about if something big is going to happen, that big thing I think is something you already know about, something that, you know, you kind of just need the other affirmation from somebody else to say. But I think to get there, it's been well prepared for, okay? And I think as far as your support system goes, both on this planet and beyond, the support system is so strong that the timing feels very secure, okay? Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. This is a really nice one to end on. So we're talking about the pulse of mother here. Okay, so this can be taken in a few ways. It can be literally your mother's pulse that I'm talking about, or it could be the pulse of spirit. It could be the pulse of to whatever higher power you want to give the name to. But this is pretty much a surrendering moment as far as saying, okay, let me surrender to the process, slow down with the process as it's happening, and then flow with it, not against it. Okay, this is a very much kind of flow with the situation then fight the situation kind of scenario. Okay, with this as well, and I love this card because what this is saying as well is saying that mother-like pulse, that embrace, that, you know, that loving feeling, that warmth, it pulses within you as well. So within these next few weeks, is whatever it is we're talking about here, and I don't want to know, but whatever it is we're talking about here, this is very much okay, let me go with this tide and not fight against the tide and make this a very peaceful transition. Make sense? Is that a yes? I'll take the silent yes. Okay.
I got another question, but I can't ask it now, can I?
You can ask me a question, yeah.
Why is it that most of my dreams of my mother's who passed,
Okay.
close friends who also passed,
Okay. Like, why do you keep having dreams of them?
of them, yes, like me, I mean, trying to one of them was like a quicksand, I'm trying to save him, and I come up screaming in the middle of the night.
Okay. Do they ever speak in these dreams?
Oh yeah.
They speak. Okay. So when that happens, what's usually happening is some type of message or some type of lesson that has to be learned. Something that needs healing of some sort. So if they're coming in and depending on whatever it is they're saying or what you're seeing, what usually is happening is them trying to either heal something for you.
Not put me on guard or anything like that.
No. They're trying to heal something for you, or they're trying to teach you some type of lesson that has something to do with what's currently happening in your life. So if they're, like, I'll use the quicksand because that's the one that you said. I'll use that as an example. If the quicksand is happening, it's that suffocating feeling, right? That we don't want you to have. So was it mom with this quicksand? Was that who it was that you said? Who was it that had the quicksand?
Her close friend.
Her close friend? Okay. So, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but what I would say with the quicksand thing is more so, okay, whatever it is that you feel is suffocating you at this moment is not nearly as important as something else that could be occupying your mind. So it's basically like saying, hey, if you don't want this feeling to happen again, figure out something else, because this is the path that you're going towards, and if you don't want that, here's your reminder to pull yourself out of it. Does that make sense? So it's usually some type of lesson. They're almost like our unspoken teachers when they pass. They're like, hey, I know what's gonna happen. Let me try to plant the seed so you can follow, and then hopefully you follow the path that they're trying to.
If I stay here a few more days, I might come back for another one.
Please do. Please do.
Some of the things you said make sense.
Yay!
It does. It really does.
Yay! Good.
And things like that are happening.
Okay.
But I had my mother told me years ago, which I lived with her from when I was first married. I was separated.
Yeah.
My mother a year
Yeah.
before I married. And she said, you might have dreams. Somebody did.
Yeah.
They tell you don't you ever go with them when they say come go with me.
You don't go. You
Is
don't
that right?
go.
You don't?
You don't go. Don't go, please. I'm glad that helped, though. Yay,
did.
please come back
You're
and see
wonderful.
me.
You're
Yeah,
wonderful.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
This was a blessing. I'm so glad we found
Oh,
this.
good. I'm so glad
Thank
to hear
you.
that. Thank you.